So welcome to these few minutes of a little bit of guided meditation. This time we can spend together, collectively, individually, just drawing our attention inward, settling in after a long, busy day, and just finding a way back to ourselves. So I would invite you, wherever you are, just gently close your eyes or cast your eyes down toward the ground. And then just bring some relaxation, some rest to your physical self. And maybe that can be a trigger to bring a little bit of rest to the emotional you and the mental you. Doesn't always work exactly as we hope that it would, but we have to start with the effort of bringing rest and stillness to the body. And sometimes just that example is enough for the mind and the heart and the spirit and the emotions to follow. So as we make that investment in stillness, in calm, and peace, let's just begin to find a nice, even breath. Just gently taking the breath in and just as gently letting it go. Gently breathing in and gently breathing out. And in and out. And I would encourage you just to keep the pace of your breath gentle, not trying to fill and expand the lungs, not trying to just push all the air out, but just gently breathing in and breathing out. And for our few minutes that we have, I would like each of us just to acknowledge something that we're each struggling with today. In this moment, I would encourage you to name it, to see it, to know exactly what it is. It's not about making a list, but the thing that has made your heart the heaviest today. The thing that has made your path feel the most rocky. And as we see, we acknowledge, we recognize what that thing is in each of our lives. I want to frame these minutes with a quote from Thich Nhat Hahn that I'm trying to use to bring myself a little bit of comfort today, and I hope that it will bring it to you as well. He says, to achieve acceptance, we need to start embracing the present moment and the beautiful miracles that exist around us. And he goes on to say that when we are mindful and deeply in touch with the now, the present moment, our understanding of what's going on will deepen. And then little by little, we will be filled with acceptance, peace, joy, and love. And so he starts that quote off with, to achieve acceptance. And what he's trying to teach us with those few words is that is the here and the now. Accepting. Without judgment, without worry, just accepting it. But these big emotional beings that we are, sometimes that is really difficult to comprehend. That we can admit what's going on in the present moment, but this acceptance piece sometimes feels like our hearts, our logical minds just won't allow it. But I would propose that our meditation practice will truly reveal the things that we're struggling to accept and help us see these things in a new way. It will not make the things stop. It will not make it end. But it will gently, just like that breath you're breathing, begin to shift our perspective. Our meditation practice does not ask us or challenge us to ignore the struggles. It doesn't encourage us to try to change it. And it certainly does not teach us to assign it as either good or bad or positive or negative. It teaches us to be with it. A dear friend said to me not too long ago, sometimes the now kind of sucks. Sometimes the now is really hard. But we know deep down in the core of who we are that being here in the now is where we're intended to be. Not taking up space with thoughts of the past, not worrying unnecessarily about things that haven't even come yet. But we learn to be in the now. And eventually, like Thich Nhat Hahn has taught us, we'll learn to accept even the parts of the now that kind of suck. The parts of the now that are hard and that break our heart. But his words tell us that when we are mindful and deeply in touch with the present moment, our understanding of what is going on is going to deepen. And so when we look out at what's happening to us, as I asked you to do in the very beginning, to acknowledge, what are you struggling with? What he assures us with this quote is that our understanding of what we're struggling with is going to deepen. Because chances are we're seeing it from one view, one angle. We're attaching feelings to it. We're assigning emotions. But if he says, if we'll just sit with it, learn to be with it, in a very gentle way, how we see it will start to shift. And the thing that you are struggling with, I wish that I could tell myself and that I could tell each of you listening to this, that as you sit with it, it will make it, as my friend said, suck a little bit less. But that's not what this practice is about. This practice is learning to just be with it. So I'd like for each of us in our space where we are, recalling that thing that you brought to mind in the beginning. Let's each just sit with it. Sit with the pain that may be associated with it. Sit with the emotions that come. Sit with the challenges that it presents. But through it all, just sit with it. One gentle inhale and exhale at a time. And as we continue to sit and to be, I want to just pose a couple of questions to us. The first one says, are you willing to practice being with this struggle? Are you willing to practice sitting with it? Not just here in this moment where we are sharing time together, but are you willing to sit with it and be with it as long as is necessary? And then, as you sit with it and your perspective begins to shift, as his words assure us it will, are you willing to release whatever emotional connection that you've assigned to it? That's why our past and our struggles are so hard to release, because they're wrapped up in really big emotions, in a part of us And so I would just encourage each of us in these few minutes that we're going to sit just a bit longer together, just ask yourself, beyond this moment now, when this practice ends, am I willing to keep sitting with this struggle? Am I willing to just be with it until it has taught me or shown me or revealed to me all that it's meant to teach or show or reveal? And we may not have the answer just yet, because we all want to just immediately answer, yes, of course. We show up for meditation and we want to just continue to grow. But our struggle kind of overshadows our ability to just say yes. So don't answer the question for now. Just allow the question to sit with you as well. Continuing to ask, am I willing when my practice ends for these few minutes to continue tomorrow, the days to follow, sitting and being with that struggle, deepening my understanding of it, and being open to whatever it's supposed to be teaching me in this moment. So again, gently inhaling and gently exhaling. And just be, not only physically in your space, but be with that struggle for these next couple of minutes. And let's just continue for just a bit longer, a few breaths in and out. And I want to end our time with just a little bit of encouragement, reminding us that even when life sucks, even when we hurt, even when we question the why related to the struggle, it does not diminish the path that we're on. We show up to meditation as often as we can, seeking. Most often not even knowing what we're seeking, but seeking. And when we rise up from these spaces, and we go through the rhythm of life, when we begin to feel and question and attach emotions to our struggles, it doesn't diminish the time we have spent sitting and being and practicing. If anything, it pulls us back to that moment a bit sooner. When the struggles come, we return to our cushion, metaphorically, physically, whatever it's like for you. Because what we want to do is continue to grow the tools that we find in our practice now to take us through the struggles that we encounter out there. Remembering all the while, having struggles does not diminish our practice. Hurting because of those struggles does not diminish the journey that we're on. It does not darken any awakening that you've already experienced. It doesn't change the effort that you give each time you show up to that cushion or that spot and you sit. So just continue asking yourself, and I will continue to ask myself the question of, am I willing to practice just being and sitting with the struggle that I am holding on to right now? Hoping to deepen my understanding of it, being open to the lessons that it's trying to teach me. And then as I am released from it, being willing to release the emotions that were attached to it as well. Just keep asking yourself the question, and through it all, reminding yourself, it does not diminish your practice. If anything, it draws you back to it more often. Gently, one breath in and one breath out. Let that be how we sit, how we live with it. Namaste.